Hey guys, it's Dustin, the Pro Picker here, starting out with a 50% off flash sale at the Goodwill. We really don't have these too often in my area. Most of the time, hard goods never get discounted at all. So I wanted to check real quick to see what they had. Now, I didn't start off my day here. I ended up going to the Amazon bin sale first. We'll get to that in another video. Show you everything I picked up at the liquidation-wise. However, I want to show you my stop off here. So I only end up grabbing these Forte shoes that you're going to see in a minute here. Normally $4.99, so I ended up paying like $2.50 plus tax for them. They're brand new biking shoes, so had to grab them. I get a lot of questions about when to go to thrift shops. So I already had the Amazon bins as my plan, so I went there first. However, if you're going to plan for a half off flash sale or day like this, I advise going first thing. That's contrary to my normal advice. My normal advice is that you don't go first thing and you give them some time to put some stuff out on the shelf so there's new merchandise to look at. But with that, I go ahead and head on into the second Goodwill of the day. As I've mentioned previously, I like to go straight to the back at this one. It's where the new stuff is, and where all basically the hard goods, the kind of stuff I like. And I see this right away. I actually had one of these when I was in the Army. $9.99 on this cold weather jacket here. Totally a buy at that. I'm gonna throw that in the cart. I've got a comp up for $80. It's hard to believe they're going for that much now, but hey, I'll take it. And totally stoked with that purchase. I did grab this Tootsie Toy Indian. It's not as good as like the Danbury Mint scale models. However, I should get about 45 or so shipped for it. I saw this and recognized it immediately. It's Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. It's the second of the two movies. I've seen the first one. Still need to watch the second one actually. And I'm throwing that in the cart. $12.99 is probably what I'll get for it. I'm paying $2.99. And yeah, this Doctor Who 11th series. I like to scan these series just to see if they're worth anything. This one's probably worth about $30. Gonna pay $2.99 on it as well, making sure all the discs are there and that they're good to go. This Indian motorcycle is pretty dusty. I am going to have to give this a pretty solid cleaning before photographing it. And remember guys, winners never quit. With that, I go ahead, settle up, already returned my cart like a good citizen, and I head on over to the Salvation Army. This is one of my favorite stores. Really enjoy the staff here, really awesome people, and just it's a really cool building. They have stuff priced pretty decent. Gotta love it. So it is Saturday. I don't usually hit the Salvation Army too often on Saturdays, but I sometimes do. And I saw this Bose iPod dock, and it had the remote and everything, which really drives up the value. $10.99 on it, and it did work. We tested it and everything. It's the Sound Dock 2. Already sold it today, actually, I believe, for $69.99 shipped, which isn't bad at all. And this actually is not on a Saturday. All the days kind of blur together for me, but I wanted to share this with you as well. I believe this was on Monday or Tuesday, and I just plain forgot to share it with you in the last video. So this is a Goodwill I don't spend as much time at as I used to. I do make sure to stop in and make sure I'm not missing out on anything, I guess. So I looked around the store for a little bit there and finally made it over to the plush. And I saw these Pokemon plush. They're like the early 2000s Pokemon, so not the like original red and blue ones or anything like that. However, these are really big, thick, detailed plush by Jax. And I decided I'm gonna go ahead and grab them both at $4.99 each. I do have them listed. These listings are based on sold comps. So yeah, totally excited about that. That's a great buy on my part there. So this Donald Duck, it's a Disney World one. I thought it'd be good. I do end up putting it back and passing on it. Figured Disney World would be good to go, but just didn't comp high enough. I do grab this, is it the Red Sox? I believe it's the, oh, it's the White Sox, excuse me. It's a Cabbage Patch. We do have that listed already. It has a shoes, diaper, and everything. It was marked at $9.99. Not a terrible price for that one. I've never found one of these ever. This is for the Philips CDI. I've never found a Philips CDI game before, and I have targeted video games for years off and on throughout my life. And $3.99 on this, I'm totally gonna buy it. It's so awesome just to get one. Not an insanely valuable game, but there is some value here. I think we're gonna look at about $35 when this sells. And the disc was in great condition. It has the manual. The slipcover's a little bit rough, but that's kind of to be expected because it's this flimsy cardboard, right? But you have $3.99 on it. Totally stoked to find it. Just cool. For those that aren't familiar, the Philips CDI was a failed video game console. I did take a little bit more of a look at the media that was available. So this is like a K-pop or something like that. I'm not super familiar, but it isn't a fancy book. So I figured I'd look it up. And we have ours listed based off of sold comps for $26.99. Disc was really tough to get out of there. It was like a foam button you had to push down almost to get it to pop out. And with that, I go ahead, return my cart, and head on out with some pretty decent finds from this store. Was really happy that I had decided to stop in. If you've enjoyed today's content, please, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. Would truly appreciate it. Alright guys, so before I get into the thrift store profit recap, I'm going to address, comes up in the comments from time to time. I don't really take it personally, it doesn't offend me or anything, but I figured I would clear the air on a minor issue. So occasionally I will mix in my own listings into sold comps in some videos, especially if there's a ton of comps to produce, because it can take forever to search through all the comps, usually for a second or third time, clip and paste them in and whatever. So it's easier just to go to my store page if I just listed all of these, or if Jess did, or whatever, and grab them all and do them that way. Now, the, I guess, complaint is that a sold comp's valuable and listings just don't mean anything. And that's like the common complaint on it. While you might be able to argue if you see somebody posting listings that they printed out at their yard sale, or even at some thrift stores that I've seen that happen in the past, that those might not carry much weight. However, when I'm posting a listing on here in lieu of a sold comp, it's based off of sold comps, and obviously I'm not going to list something for more than it's worth and just sit on it forever. We've done almost $60,000 in the last 90 days, which is amazing, and I'm super excited that we're doing that sort of volume. But my listings are probably relatively in that ballpark of what they're worth. And most of the time I'll gravitate towards sold comps, but sometimes I'll pull in my own listings to save on time. That's it right there. Getting into the numbers here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's thrift store runs. I think they were pretty darn solid. A lot of not too hard to sell items, which is always nice. When you have to put in less work per item, it just makes life easier and allows you to get on to the next item, listing the next item, shipping the next item, doing the next task, and putting that energy into the next task that will increase your revenue. So I've got my notebook here, guys. So if I'm looking off to the side, it's not purely my crippling social anxiety. It is indeed, I'm reading off this notebook. So out of everything I bought at all the thrift stores that you saw today, we will have a total list price of $539.41, and that's pretty solid. Actually, there's only 2, 4, 6, 8, there's 10 items. So that's an awesome average sale price, significantly above what ours currently is. We're trying to get there though. And fees, $70.12 would be our estimated eBay fees. Estimated shipping, since we're just treating these as though they're free shipping listings, so we'll be deducting $95 for that. And our costs of goods sold, $63.76 is what I spent at all the thrift stores in today's video, looking for a pre-tax net of $310.53, which is pretty solid. Of course, this is once everything sells through. Some things can take months to actually sell on eBay. On top of that, you know, you do have occasional other expenses that may or may not come up that are a little bit more unpredictable, like returns and customer service issues. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, guys. Thank you all so much for watching and for the support. Please hit the like button on the way out, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.